The psychology of persuasion. So carrying on from our direct response principles, this is just another part of direct response. So again, just carrying on, people don't buy logically. This is what we were speaking about in direct response principles. This is what a lot of copywriters get wrong. They think people make rational decisions. They don't. We buy emotionally and then we justify logically. I don't know how many times that I've made impulse purchases that logically did not make any sense. Cars, I wanted status, I bought it emotionally. Right after it I was like, oh my god, why have I bought this? People decide with their gut and then we'll find reasons to back up that decision. The car example, bought the car, then I was like, oh well, it's only this much per month. It actually doesn't get that bad miles to the gallon. I was justifying it. But the important thing is here, I didn't buy it logically, because nobody buys a performance car logically. You buy it emotionally because you want the status, you want to drive around like a crazy person. Our job in direct response copywriting is to trigger the emotional part first and then give logical ammunition to justify it. And how we do that is through these principles. So Robert Cialdini, I don't know how to say his name, but studied why people say yes for 30 plus years. And these are the principles that are hardwired into human psychology. Number one, reciprocity. You've probably heard of this. Sticking at I owe you one. If you do something for me, I want to do something for you. So in copy, how we do this is by giving massive value up front. Let's take an outreach thing from this, an outreach example. If I write a sales letter for someone and it's pretty good and they like it, and I've done it for nothing, I'm more likely to get money out of them because of the law of reciprocity. So give massive value. How you can do this in your copy. Free training that actually teaches, like if you're writing for an info product, the free training needs to be a free training. It's not just a fucking VSL that's selling them constantly. We need to actually provide value in there. Even detailed case studies, because we're telling them how this person got from A to B, that's still value. Actionable templates, personal insights. An example, before I ask you to buy anything, let me show you this exact email sequence that generated 47k last month for some sort of info product or service thing. Commitment and consistency. I said I would, so I will. So people in their own brain, remember we're speaking about psychology here, they want to appear consistent with their previous commitments, not to you, to themselves. So get small commitments that lead to bigger ones. Do you want to increase your income? Yes. Are you willing to invest 30 minutes a day? Yes. Would you take action if I showed you how? Yes. So what this is talking about is this, imagine this inner copy. This is how the logical framework works in something like a sales page. In our headline, it would be like, do you want to increase your income? Do you want to make 10k a month in the next 90 days? Yes. Somewhere in the middle of the copy, this is only going to take 1 hour a day of your time. Would you be willing to invest that? In their mind, they're going, yes. Towards the end of it, we're talking about how this program works. Would you take action if I showed you all of this stuff that I'm talking about? Yes. They're more likely to buy when they get to the bottom of the page. Social proof. Simple. Everyone else is doing it, so I want to do it. If we always look, we're like sheep. We look at others to determine correct behavior. So how do we do this in copy? We just show them that other people are succeeding. Customer testimonials, case studies, the number of customers, celebrity endorsements, expert endorsements, which we'll go into next. So again, it's like join 50,000 women who've already transformed their skin with this breakthrough formula. Well, if 50,000 people have tried it before me, it's obviously going to work for me. Simple psychology. Authority. The expert says so I'm going to do it. We always defer to credible experts. So how do we do this in copy? If this is an info product, we need to establish the founder as the authority. What's their credentials? What's their media mentions? The results that they've generated or industry recognition. So after helping 500 entrepreneurs scale to 7 figures, here's what I've learned. Or this could be, let's say it's some sort of supplement. Dr. John Hopkins of something university says that this supplement makes you lose weight. We're always going to defer to the experts. Number 5 is liking. I like you, so I trust you, so I'm going to buy from you. We say yes to people we like. And how do we build likability? Well, similarity is a good one. So let's speak about an info product. I was broke too. Compliments. In our copy, you're smart enough to see this. 99% of people aren't going to read any further than this, so you're already in the top 1% just for reading this sales letter. You know that life isn't supposed to be like this. We're sharing some common ground and getting them to feel related to us and see themselves in us. Example, like you, I struggled with breakouts well into my 30s. I was tired of products that promised everything but delivered nothing. So this is some sort of customer testimonial, or maybe it was even the expert about some sort of skin product. Scarcity. I might miss out. FOMO. We want things more when they're limited. It's like if there's, I'm trying to think, like Bugattis. There's only a very few select people that actually get them. They're limited, so people want them more. If there was hundreds of millions of Bugattis, nobody would want them. So in copy, we need to create genuine scarcity, limited quantity, limited time, limited access, seasonal availability. Now you can get a little bit grey hat and use some fake scarcity here. There's nothing wrong with that. Next, so we have emotional versus logical decision making. So remember, we need to trigger the emotional brain first. This is system one. It's fast, automatic, intuitive. This is the brain that helps you breathe. You don't think about breathing, you just do it. It's driven by feelings and gut reactions, and it's going to make decisions in milliseconds. That's like the impulse purchases. This is where purchases happen. Logical brain, slow, deliberate, analytical, driven by facts and reasoning, takes effort to engage, and this is where purchases get justified. So the sequence, we need to trigger their emotional desire, and then we need to provide logic that allows them to justify why they want to buy this. Simple as you can get. So how this applies to copy. Hook with emotion. Are you tired of watching everyone else get ahead while you're stuck? Then we support logic. Here's the data showing why 87% of people in your situation never break through. Close with emotion. Imagine how it feels to finally prove the doubters wrong. It's quite a good, simple example. Pain versus pleasure, the ultimate motivators. So humans are hardwired for two things: avoid pain, seek pleasure. But this is the thing. Pain is 2 to 3 times, probably more motivating than pleasure, probably 10x. It's like that fear and greed scale in a trading chart. If a chart is going up, it will go up slower. If fear sets into the market, it drops off quicker than it goes up. And it's because people want to avoid pain more than they want to seek pleasure. Pain motivators: fear of staying stuck, fear of missing out, fear of regret, fear of failure, current frustrations. Pleasure motivators: their desires, the things that they want. Status, recognition, freedom, lifestyle, achievement, success, financial gain. The copy formula for this is we need to agitate their pain, because that's the most important thing. They're in pain and they want to get out of pain. So what's wrong now? Amplify the consequences. This is when we're agitating it. We're going to tell them exactly what happens if they don't change what they're doing. Then we want to present them with pleasure. What is possible? Then we just need to show them the path on how to get there, i.e. buy the product. Cognitive biases that control buying decisions. So loss aversion. It's just like I was just saying there. People hate losing something more than they like gaining something equivalent. So in copy, we need to frame our offer as preventing loss more than it is gaining something. Gain new skills. Doesn't really sound that good, does it? However, don't let another year pass without the skills that could change everything. Sounds a little bit more appealing. Still not the greatest, but you get my point. Anchoring bias. So the first number people see influences all subsequent judgments. In copy, anchor high, then present actual price. So here's a little example. A dermatologist consultation costs $300 plus $150 for prescription treatments that may or may not work. You get this proven system for $97. So what we've done there is anchored high. We've said, normally to solve this problem, the old way is this much. So they're already thinking, oh, that's quite a lot of money. And then we go, but you can get it for just $97. This all sounds very simple, and it sounds like, does that stuff actually work? Trust me, this stuff works because it's human psychology and it's been tested over decades. Confirmation bias. People seek information that confirms what they already believe. Remember, we're not trying to give them new beliefs, we're just tapping into the inception. We're tapping into the dreams that they're already having. So we just need to align with their existing beliefs and then guide them. So that's where it really comes in, that you need to understand your market and understand the customer. The better that you can do that, the easier this becomes. So you already know that most marketing advice is bullshit. Here's what actually works. You already know that everyone else's AI prompts are shit. That's why you buy mine. The bandwagon effect. People do things because others are doing them. So this is simple, like we're sheep, we're following other people, show momentum, popularity, join this many people that have done this, and then it's the FOMO effect. The sunk cost fallacy. People continue investing in something because they've already invested. So remind them what they've already put in. You've already spent 2 years trying to figure this out. Don't waste that investment. The endowment effect. People value things more highly just because they own them. So this is why like trial periods and guarantees work. This is why like the OG direct response guys would send people products and be like, try it for 60 days. If it doesn't work, then keep it and you get a full refund anyway. But the thing is, once people have got something, they feel like they own them and they don't want to give it back. It's why so many full refunds for like info products work. When people get in there, they don't want to come out because they feel like they own it, so they don't want that refund because they already own the product. So the Abraham Maslow was, hopefully I'm not butchering any of these names, but he was an American psychologist who created one of the most influential theories in psychology, and it was this hierarchy of needs. Again, another primal psychology in humans. People buy to satisfy needs in this exact order. So survival, which is basic needs, food, shelter, safety, health, security. Then social, which is connection needs like loving, belonging, acceptance, status, recognition. And then self-actualization. I think there's actually 5 pillars, but I've put it into these 3 with sub-niches or sub-pillars underneath them. 3 is self-actualization, so that's need for growth. It's very simple when you think about it. Basic needs, you need to live, you need to survive, you can't die. Then we need like love in our life, we need people around us, we want people to like us, we want recognition, we want status, and then next comes growth. So it always works, this is a hierarchy, it's in this order. Self-actualization is achievement, purpose, fulfillment, legacy, impact. Your copy should connect to the deepest need level possible. So the best way to understand this is we can have something that's fulfillment, right? But then we can also tie this back into something that's like a status. So we don't want to go for this one because this is the one that is lower on the hierarchy of needs. So if we can get an offer that is mostly based around this one, like legacy or impact, but we can tie it to status and recognition, we're going to have a higher chance of selling it. So advanced psychological triggers, these are good, this one's. So the contrast principle, everything's relative. We need to show contrast between their current state and desired state. So where your competition struggles with basic copywriting, you'll have an AI system that produces A+ copy in seconds. Hopefully that sounds familiar. The reason why, so people need justification for their actions in copy. We always need to provide a reason, even if it's obvious. So I'm only taking 50 people because I want to personally ensure everyone succeeds. Pattern interrupts, break expected patterns to create attention. So we need to use unexpected statements. Don't buy this course, then explain why most people shouldn't, but why they're different. So this is like a good pattern interrupt, like don't buy this course if you're this person, and then we just explain who our actual customer isn't. And then the people who are our customers are gonna get drawn in with the attention, then realize they are the person who's supposed to buy this course. The Zeigarnik effect. People remember unfinished tasks better than completed ones. So create open loops. So this is used in copy a lot, sometimes overused, but a simple open loop is this. In a moment, I'll show you the 3-word phrase that tripled my close rate, but first speak about an example of it, then we go into the actual 3-word phrase. Emotional triggers that drive action. So primary emotions, fear, greed, pride, guilt. Secondary emotions, curiosity, urgency, exclusivity, and belonging. Now, this is your kind of persuasion stack. Most copy, it doesn't matter which medium, is gonna follow this framework. Grab attention. Identify their pain point. So we need to show them that we know what their pain is at a deep level by speaking in their language and knowing them inside out. Agitate the consequences. So what happens if they don't act? Well, your skin's going to get more oily, you're going to keep on having more breakouts, your back pain isn't going to be alleviated, you're going to stay broke. Present yourself as the authority, so whether that's some sort of expert that's the founder, or whether that is the owner of the info product, whatever that person is. Show the solution, that's our offer, the product. Provide social proof, others like them succeeding. Urgency and scarcity, they need a reason to act now or else they won't act. Remove risk, guarantee trial period. Call to action, clear next step, and that's pretty much it. Every single piece of great copy will follow something similar to this psychological sequence. So all persuasion comes down to this. Make people feel understood, then just guide them to their better future. When someone feels like you truly get their situation, one, you start building trust, and when you can articulate their problems better than they can, so that's like the being a mind reader thing, they're gonna buy shit from you. And when you can show them a believable path to what they want, they're gonna buy. So it's not manipulation, it's just leadership and it's persuasion. And yeah, that's what separates $500 copywriters from 50K copywriters or $1 billion copywriters. So that is the psychology of persuasion, and I will see you guys in the next lesson.